You go 8 years without winning the league. Yabbing you. Starts with 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 9 years, 10 years. Arsenal, how many now? Since 2004.
In objective, I'll go for Man United.
Because of their name.
No, not because of their name.
We are not in the race for top 4. They are in the race for top 4.
They are so proud. This is why they hate Arsenal fans. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mamas and papas, you're welcome to the show we'd like to call the Kings of Football Show, brought to you by Budweiser. I am Folajimi Oluwasegun James Akinshola, but most people like to call me the King of Football. As they say, ladies first, so please let me welcome the First Lady of Sports when it comes to Nigeria. She is, of course, my friend, my sister. There's so much love between us. We might as well be on the same boat. Ladies and gentlemen, she is Chisom Mbonu-Ezeoke.
And let's just say that this love goes beyond Arsenal, it goes beyond football.
We can't even explain that.
My G. So good to be here finally.
Good to have you here. I mean, this is what I call my playground, the kingdom of kings, so to speak. And we're happy to have you
queens
here.
now.
Now, of course, yeah. Our queens always do well on the show. A certain king beside you might not be happy, but, I'm focused on you. Ladies and gentlemen, I got my brother, my friend, the very analytic, the man that is, of course, an antagonist when it comes to Arsenal. He is the one and only Pooja in the house. How you doing, Pooja?
I'm good. Good to be back.
Let me start by saying we're so proud of you and everything you did during the African Cup of Nations.
Thank you.
Your presence in camp always gave us first-hand information. I mean, when Wabali was injured and he was back in training, you were the first person to break that news. I was so excited when I heard that as well. And I see you have a good relationship with all these players. And I'm going to be tapping into that relationship, that particular relationship you have with that particular guy. You're going to tell me where he's going next, yes? So let me run you guys through what's going on the show today. As most of you know, we're trying new things on the show. We do have a segment that allows you to be a participant and also win a lot of prizes. Now, of course, remember, we used to have our question of the week, but this time around, it's our super sub question. And I'm not going to be telling you at the start of the show. The question is going to be coming up during our conversation. So you just got to be ready. You got to stay on the space, or you got to keep watching. So you got to 100%, I need you to stay here so you can answer the question and stand a chance to win 75,000 Naira. We will also be giving you a chance to be a part of our Predict and, of course, win. All you got to do is predict, go to our Predictor platform where we'll be able to get your predictions logged in. There are 2 formats in which you can be a part of that. There is the weekly format where you get to win 5,000 Naira. And there's the end of the season grand total where you get to win almost 1 million Naira, 750K, it's 1 million Naira, 500 and 250K. So, you just break it down and even spread. Everybody gets a chance to win. So you get to be part of that. There's lots and lots to do. But first things first, ladies and gentlemen, let's engage these individuals in studio right now, as well as those of you on X Space. Listen up. It's time for us to get engaged. Okay, our hot topic for the week. We're talking about the team that seems to be going under the radar, even though they're doing well in certain areas. Manchester United, very much in the shadow of Manchester City. Everybody's talking about Manchester City's current run and how they're going to coast to the end of the season. But that's not the case when it comes to Manchester United. They are on the same kind of run, but people know that bubble might burst very soon. So my question is this. Does Manchester United have a realistic chance to make it into the top 4 this season? Chisom.
I think if I go with my normal banter, I'd say no, honestly, because I think it'll be very difficult for them to go on top of Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. I think that's not going to happen. But if you look at what's happening for that 4th position with Tottenham, with Aston Villa, you see that Newcastle has kind of like dropped out of the way. And I think that they do have a chance. But if you also look at the team, they're not scoring a lot of goals. So when a team is not scoring a lot of goals and also conceding 33 goals scored, 33 conceded, then you know that they're not quite where they should be. So it's interesting that you say they're in the shadow of, they're suddenly in the shadow of...
No, I mean, not suddenly.
I mean, come on.
They've been in the shadow.
Come on. You get what I'm saying? So let's not be archaeologists and go to history like Liverpool did for so many years. It's been a while since they were not in the shadows of anything or anybody. You get what I'm saying? But I think that they're picking at the right time.
Right.
City has this incredible
would you
way
even
of
say
coming
they're
up.
picking?
Yeah, I think they are.
They're just managing to win games.
No, I think
Would
when
you
you have
say
a
they're
team
actually
go,
picking?
if you have a team go 4 Premier League games,
Yeah.
winning, Hoyland scoring, all of a sudden Hoyland is
I mean,
peaking.
1 defeat in their last 6 games.
Yeah. So when you see a player like Hoyland that they put so much faith in suddenly beginning to show form. Same with Tottenham. I think you're a Tottenham fan. Same with Tottenham. We have Richarlison who was so, I don't want to swear, but let me just say crap. So crap for so many years, and all of a sudden he's peaking. No wonder Tottenham are sneaking into fourth. And I think it's the same with Hoyland. If you have Hoyland doing what he's doing, then yes. So I think that they do have a chance. I want to say no, but that would just be me hating. And I don't want to hate just for the sake of it. Do you get what I mean?
That's just job.
Yeah. So if you say top 3, I'd say no. Top 4 is open.
Well, if you look at the complex of the table, they're 6 points behind Tottenham. And if you look at the hierarchy, there's a little bit of changes in the hierarchy. And that brings, good blood to the team. And since early December, they've been doing well. Like, Chisom said, Ireland have scored 5 consecutive goals. Is doing well for the team. And for the late run, last season as well, Man United did a late run to get to
Champions League.
Yeah, so and this is a better time for any team, for title, for relegation, to pick form.
Yeah.
If you have, since December, you've not lost a game, you're winning games back to back.
If you can get through December without, being seriously scathed.
January as well, and you're doing well in February, I think the better time for them.
Just to coast right now.
Yeah, to coast right now. For Spurs, a new manager, we don't know the outlook. Richarlison start scoring goals. So you can say, okay, fine, we've seen Spurs falling behind before. We've seen Man United late form.
But there's a resilience to Spurs this season that is just not, they don't accept defeat that easy. They always play to the end of the game.
I think in the past, under Poch, I used to call them the kings of late goals. These guys were scoring goals in the 90th minute, 86 minutes with their Son and Kane. Yeah. I think now it's kind of like dissipated. But if the coach can get something out of a Richarlison that looks miserable every time, even his unveiling, he looked miserable, like he didn't want to be there. And all of a sudden, he has a new lease of life. Yeah. And I think that Spurs do have to be in the conversation because the coach has completely turned things around. We didn't think it would happen, considering how well they played under Poch. But now he's beginning to get there as well.
Yeah, so, I mean, considering that, do you think Manchester United have what it takes to knock out Spurs? Because Spurs are obviously the closest to getting fourth right now. So do you think Manchester United play side by side with Tottenham Hotspur? Who would you pick?
I think I would go for, objectively, I would go for Man United.
Because of their name?
No, not because of their name.
Let me put it this way. I think I'm going to put my neck, on the gavel and say... and say that...
I'll put a knife up.
Put the knife. I do think that I've looked at Man U's games left of the season. They still have to play all the big teams. And by the big teams, Arsenal, of course, And then they have to play...
the biggest.
The biggest of them all. They still have to play City. They still have to play Liverpool. They still have to play, So I think if I look at that, and I look at Aston Villa, I think nobody's giving Aston Villa a chance, but I think Aston Villa will make
Of course.
Only because I think that Villa, when they meet the so-called big teams, they're not under any pressure. They lost against Man U, barely. That's to show you the quality that they have. And I dare say that if they play Arsenal, they play Tottenham, I dare say that they have a chance of coming out on top because the pressure is not on them. Then the big teams have to take the games to them. So I think that Villa is that underdog. And I still think, honestly speaking, I absolutely hate Tottenham. Absolutely.
If you didn't, I'll be surprised.
I hate them. But I do think that if we go to the wire, if they keep pushing and pushing and pushing with what I've seen them play now, and with what I saw with Son just came back and then he's already up in action. I think they'll pick Man U as well.
But I want to, bring something else into the mix. Jim Ratcliffe, his takeover of Manchester United. Yeah. It seems to me that they're putting together a dream team of the home office, so to speak, of the back end. Is Jim Ratcliffe going to be able to implement that on the field if they get into the Champions League next year, let's project. What changes do you think would be necessary?
You know, the ex-footballers, the legends of the club were talking about the hierarchy. They are not. That's why the fact that
there's so much noise about.
So now we have a new
setup.
A new setup. They are bringing someone from Newcastle, and I think they have to buy with what they need, not just throwing money.
Okay.
They spend a lot of money on so many players in quotes on the social, which of course they didn't need. So there's a new guy in town trying to do things differently. Eric Ten Hag doesn't look like a bad manager, in quotes, because someone that's coming from...
Not every time.
Yeah, because if
there are times it looks
if you are talking
terrible.
About if you are talking about the league, Holland League, and of course, he won with Ajax, but he did fairly well against big side in the Champions League.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're only judging him on his failures at Manchester United.
So if they can actually match his needs with what they want, with the new, and they put money on ground, if they fix some, I think the middle of the park needs bodies. There's so many pressure on Bruno Fernandes. McTominay is not that on that level when it comes to winning.
It needs quality.
Yeah, quality.
More quality.
I think they need assistance in it, because if you look at their wingers, Sancho is gone. Anthony is not creating chance. Only Garnacho looks like noise since like 2, 3, 4 years is the hierarchy. Now the hierarchy is changed. There's a new sporting director, and of course I see they can do wonders, with the new face.
Chisom, my question to you is this: Rasmus Højlund is finally scoring.
Yes,
but there's so much talk about Manchester United not having. There was so much talk about Manchester United not having a quality striker, the right kind of striker to finish the job. Right now in today's market, there's a lot of conversations about some of the best strikers out there.
Yeah.
We're talking about Mbappe. Arsenal is in the mix. Liverpool is in the mix. Real Madrid, obviously. But I don't hear nothing about Manchester United.
Yep.
That's one. Victor Osimhen, he said, clearly, I know what I'm going to do when the season is over. I love the Premier League. That's narrowing it down to but a few teams. In the Premier League, if we're being realistic, only 3 teams. If he's being serious, Manchester United, Arsenal, and Liverpool to an extent. I don't see him going to Manchester City. Yeah. So, of those 3, why is Manchester United not even being mentioned as a possible destination? So I say to you, is it as a result of Højlund's resurgence, or do they still need to go out and get that striker?
Okay, let me first of all piggyback off what he said. First of all, I think it's no longer enough for teams to change ownership and pump money. I think that era is gone. We saw it with Abramovich and
the new Chelsea.
Yeah, and we saw it with Man City as well, where they bought
initially Robinho and them.
Now they're just going. But I think it's gone beyond that now, because there's too much money in the Premier League. TV money has
everybody can afford to get the big boys.
So now you see. It's incredible that you see Nottingham Forest challenging Arsenal and Chelsea. Like, what's going on here? So let's just first of all establish that that time is gone. So it now takes a bit more. What team is going to give them the possibility of winning championships, possibility of winning the Champions League, winning the league, winning the cups, getting all the mileage that they need? So that's
pay the most money.
So unfortunately for Man U, over the last, should I say 7 years, we've seen that they've been demystified. Because Man U was this mystical creature. Even
Arsenal never got that kind of respect.
They never did. Even City still hasn't got that kind of respect.
There was an aura about Manchester United. Yes. You lose before you start playing.
The only other team that has that aura is Real Madrid.
Yep.
Only Real Madrid. Even Bayern doesn't have that.
Barcelona to an extent, but Barcelona is using it as well.
Yeah. Well, Real Madrid, even when they are not winning, you go there. Now you go to Barcelona, you think you're going to get something. Yeah. But you go to Real Madrid and already
they still have that aura.
You've lost here. Yeah. Man U had it. And I think they've lost it over time. And I also think that maybe, I don't know because I don't work with them, I'm not in the back room. I also think that maybe things got so bad in the background that they're also taking things a bit easy. In the past, Man U would be talking about, they'll be having their PR people talking about Mbappe. Yep. They want Mbappe. Yep. Even if they're not buying Mbappe, they're in the mix.
They're going to get into it.
They're going to get in the mix. Now you heard Arteta talking about Mbappe and how he's going to, they asked him about it. Mbappe is coming. He's like, who doesn't want to have Mbappe? We're not having the conversation. But if you were to come to me, hell yeah, I'm going to take him. Who doesn't want? In the past, Man U would have done that. But it's not happening. So do I think that teams, players want to go to them. Not anymore.
Yeah.
There was a time it happened to Arsenal, Jim, if you remember.
Yeah.
Players didn't want to come.
Nobody wanted to come to him.
Because if you
Benzema, we still know. You still owe us.
Exactly. You go 8 years without winning the league. Yeah, yabbing you. Starts with 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 9 years, 10 years. Arsenal, how many now? Since 2004. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's going to take a lot of mental building to get people to think about them. Imagine Arsenal, we're talking about Kudus, and West Ham is peeping Arsenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, guys, it's time for us to get you guys in the mix on our X space. Senator, please go ahead and unmute yourself. Give me your thoughts. What do you think? Are Manchester United going to make it into the top 4 this season?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Morning.
I don't see Manchester United making it to the top 4.
Oh wow!
Even though I want it so much because the EPA needs clubs that have that name already.
What team do you support?
I support Chelsea for it. Yeah.
Oh, so sad. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Things are tough, man.
So I really want to see them. I really want to see them there, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
The Tottenham are playing very well, and Aston Villa are trying to just pull out this underdog, but they're losing form lately, so I don't see Manchester United going.
What's that thing they say? Misery has many friends.
Many friends. Yeah. And loves company.
So you want them to suffer like your team, I mean. How is the bottom half of the table going for you?
We're just twin right now. We're doing the same thing. We are off today. We are on tomorrow. So that's. I feel we have dominated enough. So we are leaving for Arsenal to take over.
I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much. Speaking of Gunners, I have a man that has a thumbnail with Gabriel Jesus on it, and he has his hand up. His name is Santi. Is that Santi Cathola? Santi, talk to me.
I thanks for having me.
You're an Arsenal fan, I believe?
Yes.
All right. So tell me, do you think Manchester United is going to threaten Arsenal and the other 4 teams in the top 4 for a place in the Champions League next year?
Let's get one thing out of the way so there's no contradiction. We are not in the race for top 4. They are in the race for top 4. So yeah, they have business with Spurs.
You're so proud. This is why they hate Arsenal fans.
No, we left them behind, right? They are in the race for top 4 with Aston Villa and Spurs. And can they make it? I really hope they make it ahead of Spurs, but the way they've been this season,
you know they will never make it.
they will never make it. I mean, they've not been consistent, and Spurs, on the other hand, have been managed. They've managed to grind out results week in, week out, even without their best player available. So I see Spurs making it ahead of Man United.
Well, Spurs getting a lot of love, even though they are number 1 fan here, didn't give them a chance. But hey, look at you.
Form-wise.
He said form-wise. Thank you so much for your contribution. All right, so we're about to go into the big game of the day. I've made so much noise about you, but before I get to you, let me go straight into our super sub question. You heard the ding dong go there, and that's the sign that we gotta give you our super sub question. So everybody listen up real quick before it is posted on our Jumbotron on the space. Here is our super sub question. The question is, at which club did Stephen Honcho and Sami Hyypiä form a defensive pairing? A, Manchester City. B, Wigan Athletic. C, Liverpool. Get answering the questions right now, and you stand a chance to win right here, right now. So, just on a lighter note, now, as we wrap up the show for this week, on a lighter note, a little Tweety bird entered into my head or into our football heads and said something about a blue card.
Yes, so
my people, what is going on?
About time.
What do you think about this, and what would be your alternative? Does it even have to be blue? Can't it be a green card?
Why is it a yellow card and why is it a red card? Why shouldn't it have been purple and black?
Let's actually talk about the premise of it. What's the reason? Why a blue card?
I think to me it's nonsense. Because if you look at
it lightly.
No, it's nonsense. If you look at the 3 rules,
yes,
to get a blue card, it's just like a caution. If you simulate, if you are unsportsmanship on the field, if you insult, if you do all the things you have to do to get a yellow card, so why you get a blue card?
Okay.
And once a goalkeeper get a blue card, you have to substitute either you have to substitute from the bench or use your outfield player to be your goalkeeper. You're not playing monkey post now.
This is what I think. This is what I think. Just like I was an advocate of VAR. I'm an advocate of blue card.
Of Visa card.
Yes. Now this is what I think, right? So you know my guy, Ekong.
Yeah.
You see that with no grief for anybody today pool that he made.
Yeah.
Love that.
That is a blue card.
That's a blue card. And you know why? I'm a Nigerian fan, so by all means, take the blue card for it because that guy don't come out. That guy don't work out.
But that's a rule. That's the same as yellow card. It's a caution.
No, it's not a caution. So this is what I think.
The blue card means you have to leave.
You have to leave.
That's what I'm saying.
So you are facing the punishment of a red card, but you can come back.
So it should be blue card.
It's a professional foul because you have impeded me in my journey
to go and
that promised land. Leave.
Just so you won't impede another person.
Yeah, you won't impede another person. Leave for 10 minutes. So that means before you commit a professional foul, you think.
If Ekong does that twice.
Red card.
Wait now. That's a red card if you get 2 yellow cards.
Yeah.
But now you can get 2 blue cards.
Yes, and get a red card. But the difference, no. The rule says 2 blue cards is a red card. That's the rule. Okay. But
that's what I'm saying. So if you get a blue card, it goes out for 10 minutes.
Yes, that's the difference.
It comes in again, do another one, get a yellow card.
Yeah, red.
No, wait now. The yellow card is still there. Yes, we have yellow, blue, red.
Okay, so if you give him a blue card initially, it goes out, comes back.
Yeah, he gets another one. It's a red card.
He gets a yellow card.
No, he gets another blue card. No
yellow card. Saying, what if he now gets a yellow card? It's a red card.
It's a red card still. The only difference.
So 2 cards automatically mean you get to go out. But the only difference is for blue card, you leave the pitch. Your team will suffer for 10 minutes.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's extra punishment.
So this is the reason why. So to determine a blue card, that means you are going to spend more time on VAR, more because the time you kill the tempo of the game.
No.
I get what you're saying. Because now it's down to the referees.
Discretion.
No. See, you still bend it because if you give a yellow card, look at what happened against Terry Murphy. It was a red card. At the bit of
that's a red card because the rule already covered the last man.
That's what I'm saying. So if the Ekong example,
yes,
and last man,
it's a yellow card,
and he gives a yellow card.
Yeah, it's a yellow card. But
in
that situation, it wouldn't have been a yellow card. It would have been a blue. So that you can go and rest.
So let me say this.
So if the referee now give a yellow, it now goes back to the.
No, I don't think that is discretion.
So let me say this because there's some things you're saying here. I need to clarify. First things first. The only use of VAR is if it's a red card situation.
Thank you.
Right? Yeah. So if it is clear that he's the last man, they will check it. If it is the last man he's getting a red card, it's not a blue card. Secondly, in that Murphy Terry's situation, if that South African defender wasn't the last man, it would have been a blue card. He would have still gone out
for 10 minutes.
And would have had the advantage of that 10 minutes. If he comes back and he does another, maybe he kicks the ball away, he's a red card.
Now, Pooja, let me tell you something. Remember that not all fouls are yellow card offenses.
Yeah.
So not all yellow card offenses will be blue card, which means it's not for every one of them that you deserve to leave the pitch. But when you directly impede a player that is going away from you for a goal scoring opportunity,
you must be punished.
Even if it's
but not for the entire game.
That's what I'm saying.
I love it.
That's why you're getting it wrong. Because you said the blue card is just like, stopping a goal-bound situation, right?
But that's an instance.
That's an instance.
Yeah, an instance. And that, you can get a red card for that as well. So now what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, so all the 3 rules under the blue card is still under the yellow card.
No, because yellow card does not make you leave.
I agree.
I'm not saying
the blue card also apply for red card as well.
Yeah, so
but in certain situations,
you don't need to go out for the entire match.
It's a complex card.
It's not. Is it?
Because if a goal bound, you can get a straight red card.
First of all, Pooja,
remember
in rugby you have the same bit. So football is not new to football. Other sports do it.
Let me give you a clear example. That the debate have been going on blue card, red card. It's the Super Cup, Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid.
Right.
Valverde, last man
took a
red card, and of course, Simeone was saying that's a very good one, even against his team. So if he gets a blue card, he's not going out outrightly, he's going for 10 minutes. So that same person that stopped my player for a goal bound situation will still come back after 10 minutes.
Now there's a difference. So you see what happened with Trust. he was too far from the post. But what he meant,
and he wasn't the last man. There was someone else coming back as well.
Even at that, Jimmy.
So in terms of alignment, he wasn't the last
man.
Even
at that, Jimmy, if he had gone past him, what he would have created was a clear opportunity. Yeah. Will it be converted? No.
It won't be a goal scoring opportunity.
So you know how they say goal chance. I don't know what's the word. What's that description? They will give you a percentage of
XG.
Yeah, from scoring this thing. So that percentage is different. Expected goal opportunity is different from what we saw with Terence Murphy. Yeah. But here it meant that Ekong, he was gassed out. He could not run again. This guy had gone past him. He pulled and come back.
He didn't just pull him, he wrestled him because he was himself for four.
Now, that kind of opportunity deserves a sin bin. So let's just even say sin bin. Only that we're calling it blue card. But we've seen sin bins in other sports. Yeah. It's not new. It's not peculiar to football. Football is just adopting it. So there are opportunities that I see, things that I see. I'm like, this is not a red card. It's not a red card. But it should be more than a yellow card. I've always thought that. I'm like, this guy should be punished. Right. And then there are challenges you see, right? You know it's not intentional.
Like he didn't mean to. It's dangerous. So in my estimation, you know what? You need to be more careful. Go and rest. You're a bit too excited.
And come back.
Go out.
Jimmy, I love it.
All right. So in a nutshell, we do agree that the blue card is a welcome initiative. Arsene Wenger doing things. Yes, as long as you see Arsene Wenger behind Gianni Infantino, you know that there's somebody yarning things inside that man's ear. Anyways, after this now, what next would they add?
The next one will be, you know what I would like to see in a football match?
What?
Like, if you're playing and you're tired.
Yeah.
And you
substitutions.
You're tired. Oh boy, let me just rest for 2 minutes.
Do you know, I was thinking about it. And I literally, I was thinking about, okay, this is very similar to the way we play football, five-a-side, where the players can substitute and come back in. So that's what the blue card kind of feels like. So maybe at some point in time, substitutions can be made and they can come back in.
I am dying here. Please just give me 5 minutes.
I think we'll have this conversation some other time. But having said that, Chisom Mbonu-Ezeoke. What a spectacular guest you've been. We appreciate you, your insights, your knowledge in the game.
Thank you.
And of course, the passion with which you speak with is uncomparable to any. We appreciate you. And this is why you are the first lady of sports in Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the Kings, now Queens of Football show as well. If we call you, will answer next time?
Definitely, I'm here, aren't I?
There you go.
And it's you, Jimmy.
Oh,
anything
man.
For my boy.
Man. I didn't want to bring that in, but hey.
For my boy.
Pooja.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we should ask you to come next time. We'll give you a blue card for next week. How you feeling? Good to be back?
Yeah, 100% good to be back. Missed the show. Missed the banter from the European football. Missed that teams are doing well and want them to be, doing badly so that everywhere will be controversial.
Pooja, can I ask you something? Yeah. Honestly, from your heart of hearts, remove banter. I don't want banter here. Okay. Be honest. Do you think Arsenal can win the league?
Yes, they can.
See, that's why I like you, my guy.
That's on that note, I'd like to end the show. If you allow him to explain, he will explain why they won't. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining in. Remember, you can catch episodes of the Kings of Football show on our YouTube channel. You can also start listening to us as well on Spotify. For our fans listening to us right now on Spotify, thank you so much. Keep it locked and we'll be giving you all the best when it comes to the Premier League, because this is the Kings of Football show brought to you by Budweiser. I'm Jimmy saying thanks for listening. Peace, love, respect.